I just want to go through a quick hip exercise with you. Just something that I did 1 week in class, and just to break it down really for you, just to we'll speed it up, we'll slow it down. So first of all, I want you to start with not so much high cadets, just go a little bit further than high cadets, probably 1.5, between 1.5 to 2 shoulder widths wide, and then just rotate your feet and rotate the whole body round, striking on a 45-degree angle. Notice that the knees are bent, and that when I twist, that things to look out for is when I twist, I'm going to twist on both feet. I'm not just going to twist one foot this way. I'm not just going to twist the hips. What I'm going to do is, as the twist happens, I'm going to be loading the legs and twisting into the strike. So first thing we do is we put our reverse punch out, Yakuzuki, and then just as a guide, just follow it round, follow, and then twist and strike where you just finished that first punch. And then from here again, as a strike, as a guide, and twist. Follow around with the head and twist. Now notice that when the arm's moving, the body isn't going with the arm. It literally is just from this position, just arm as my guide. And then from there, I can twist into the strike. So again, 1, 2, 1, 2. The reason that I start with a guide is to stop elbows popping out, and make sure that you can have a nice straight punch. So when you have this guide arm here, what happens is on the twist is it comes in. So you twist and it can come back in a straight line, as opposed to coming back with the elbow popping out. And the same with the punch. You've got to watch the elbow on the punch, so the punch doesn't elbow pop out and then strike in a really strange manner. So from there, 1, twist, 1, twist. Again, knees still bent, feet being used for the twist. Other things you can do with this is you can add other strikes in, you can add blocks in. The one thing that I like to use is an uchuke. So from here, just hooking out, the elbow, yes, does drop, but we're not going to use the hip on the uchuke. We're just going to use arm on the uchuke and a bit of hip tremor, gamaku, here. From there, 1, and then this is kind of like the guide anyway. And again, nice and tight in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. You can have kicks in from this position. Punch, kick, back, as opposed to punch, kick, step forwards. So you can go punch, kick, and back. 1, 2, and back. This can also be done with soto-uke. Now, the difference will be where you would use the block, use the hips, use the twist. So because we're going to strike reverse block, it would be prepare, you twist with the block. Then from this position, we can use the hip tremor and strike. Stomach level, head level. Generally, because you're blocking stomach level, you would strike head level. And then from this position here, we can prepare, twist, strike. If you want to use a guide with that preparation, go ahead. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Another way this can be done is in Zenko Tadachi. A little bit more advanced, because what you need to do with this is, because you have a back leg straight now, front leg's bent, you need to make sure that you load this back leg. So when you twist, same exercise, you can do the same exercise, it doesn't really matter. From there, load the leg and firing with the back leg. So from here, 1, loading, 2. Now, because you're right now, I've got my right leg forwards, your right leg would be the thing that drives the hips, so this will be the trigger for the hips. So you've already got a loaded leg anyway, but just to avoid this, you need to make sure that you bend that back leg before you turn, bend and twist both feet. From here again, whatever you do with it, load, twist. And also by bending that back leg, it also helps me, I'll do it this way, it also helps me, it's what the body does when you bend the back leg. From this position, 1, bend that back leg and in and through. Okay, this can be done, like I said, in short stance, it can be done in long stance. But the main thing with karate training is you're always going to use hips. You use hips on a lot of techniques, and there's also a lot of times in kata where you need to have stance and hips, where you might be stood still, for example, but you still have to have that hip tremor. The twisting just helps with things like a first kata, basic H-shape pan. The Tadashi version is step, but then there's still that loading twist. You can do it that way as well. That's another part of the exercise that you can do. Start with one leg back and just twist 90 degrees. Just twist. Guide arm remains the same, still having that twist. So it makes no difference really how you do it. It makes no difference whatsoever how you do it. The main thing is to watch out for both feet twist. Both feet have to twist. It's not just this. Apart from when you're in Haikadachi. When you're in Haikadachi, you fire the hip and then bring it back. So from here, fire the hip and bring it back. The feet don't move. The knees are bent, yes, but the feet don't move. The other thing with this is some styles, in fact I'll just do that again. Fire the hip, lock it in. So you fire and lock. Fire and lock. Some styles will allow you to keep the hip off. There's only certain blocks in what we do where the hip would remain off, but that's another story. So from here it can be this, this, this. Doesn't really matter what the technique is, but I prefer. Reason for that is because then you're already wound up. The gun's already loaded. Trigger's ready to fire, so you can just fire from this position. I prefer square to start off with, purely because then you have that explosion of the hips. Because again, that's going to happen in kata as well. We don't wind up a punch to punch, or from this position wind up a kick to kick. It will be from a neutral position because there's no first strike in karate. There's it's no first strike at all. So it's a passive thing. It's defense. So rather than here, I'm going to hit you kind of thing, and then wind up and strike. Just natural. Just fire the hip. Just fire the hip. So I hope you've got something from that. I hope you've got something you can practice. And again, as you can see, you don't need a lot of room. You don't need a lot of room for a lot of karate. Some room's good. Just be careful of your surroundings. But until next time, till I come up with something else, I'll speak to you soon. See ya.